You're scrolling through endless home theater options, trying to figure out whether you really need a whole new AV receiver, a separate soundbar, and a streaming stick, or if there's a simpler way to get a decent cinema feel without breaking the bank. Most people I've talked to are looking for something that just works, no endless wiring, no cryptic menu diving, and definitely not a list of specs they can't translate into everyday enjoyment. If you're nervous about ending up with a pricey gadget that sits half-used on a shelf, you're not alone. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The Alexa Home Theater Bundle tries to solve that exact dilemma. It throws together 4 Echo Studio smart speakers, a sleek Graphite remote, and the Fire TV Stick 4K Max, promising a plug-and-play home theater experience that scales as you add more rooms or devices. What makes it stand out isn't the sheer number of components but how they're meant to cooperate right out of the box. In the real world, that means you can walk into a living room, plug the Fire TV Stick into your TV, place the Echo Studios where you'd normally put a soundbar, and let Alexa handle the rest. No extra receiver, no calibrations you have to manually adjust. Let's talk about the everyday moments that matter. Picture a Friday night movie marathon. You hit play on Netflix with the Fire TV Stick, and the Echo Studios instantly fill the room with room-filling, three-dimensional audio. The speakers use spatial awareness to bounce sound off walls, which makes explosions feel like they're happening right in front of you. For most viewers, that's a noticeable upgrade over built-in TV speakers without having to learn how to run a subwoofer line or tune a Dolby Atmos system. If you have a modestly sized living room, around 250,300 square feet, the 4-speaker setup can actually create a convincing surround feel, especially when you position 2 speakers at ear level and the other 2 slightly higher on stands or shelves. Now, what about the convenience side? Alexa is the glue that holds everything together. You can say, "Alexa, turn on the movie," and the Fire TV Stick will power up, launch the app you named, and the Echo Studios will automatically switch to the appropriate audio mode. Voice control also extends to smart home integration. Dim the lights, close the blinds, or lower the thermostat, all without touching a remote. For families with kids who love to shout, "Alexa, play the next episode," the hands-free experience cuts down on the frantic remote juggling that usually ends up in the couch cushions. However, the bundle isn't a magic wand for every situation. The first practical limitation I've seen is the reliance on a solid Wi-Fi connection. Both the Echo Studios and the Fire TV Stick stream data, and any hiccup in your network can cause audio dropouts or buffering. If you live in a house with spotty coverage, you'll need a mesh system or at least a strong router positioned close to your TV area. That extra hardware cost isn't part of the bundle, so it's something to factor in. Another nuance is the audio profile itself. Echo Studios are impressive for a smart speaker, but they're still speakers, not a dedicated AV receiver paired with a high-end soundbar or a true Dolby Atmos system. In a larger home theater, over 500 square feet, or in a room with irregular acoustics, you might notice that bass depth isn't as punchy as a separate subwoofer would deliver. If you're an audiophile who can hear the difference between a 2.1 setup and a full 5.1 system, this bundle might feel like a step back compared to a purpose-built theater rig. The Fire TV Stick 4K Max is a strong component in its own right. It supports HDR, Dolby Vision, and Dolby Atmos content, so when you stream from services that provide those formats, the audio signal can be passed to the Echo Studios. In practice, the Atmos tag you see in the Netflix menu doesn't translate to true object-based audio because the Echo Studios handle it as an upmixed surround experience. Still, the overall soundstage is wider and more immersive than standard TV speakers, which is exactly what most casual viewers are after. Who should consider buying this bundle? First, renters or anyone who doesn't want to drill holes or mount heavy equipment. The Echo Studios are lightweight and can sit on bookshelves, making them easy to move when you change apartments. Second, households that already use Alexa for lights, locks, or routines will benefit from the seamless integration, adding a home theater feel without learning a new ecosystem. Third, Families on a budget who want a respectable upgrade over their TV's built-in sound but can't justify the cost of a full receiver and separate speaker package will find the price point attractive. Who might want to skip it? If you already own a high-end sound system and are looking for a modest bump in convenience, you'll likely see diminishing returns. Similarly, if your living space is very large or you have a dedicated home theater room with acoustic treatments, you'll probably want